All right, so tonight we looked into Nirvana's In Utero album, and it was recorded by Steve Albini. You know, the thing that we wanted to capture, we obviously wanted to use some of the recording techniques that Steve might use. One of them is taping some microphones to the floor as room mics, and we did that, and we also delayed them about 30 milliseconds. And it gives like a real kind of slap back to the drums, which you'll hear in our track. Also, I mean, for the most part, I mean, we wanted to capture a punk rock energy in this track, and you know, I think we did that tonight. And you know, it was pretty much live, and we overdubbed an additional guitar. And you know, it's just pretty much all attitude. Another technique that we use tonight that Steve might use is we recorded a bright mic and a dark microphone on each source. So, well, on the guitar and the bass. So we would use like a condenser microphone for like the brightness, and then a lower like ribbon microphone for the punch. And we did that on the bass guitar, and also on the electric guitar. And we're going to mix the mics together when we make the mix of this. And instead of EQing or over EQing, we're going to use the two mics to sort of blend the sound to try to make it sound like what it might have sounded like in the room. It's kind of a neat trick. We did what would be called a drop. What was it? Drop.
It's basically
a drop D flat.
Like a drop D setup where, you know, the low E string is tuned down a whole step by comparison, but we then dropped everything by a half step further.
Yeah, and that's a tuning that Kurt used a lot. And
how low can you go?
Exactly. We went pretty low. Things got pretty low. What else? I mean, there were a lot of techniques that we used. Most of them were just mic placement. We mic'd the kick drum from the back, the batter side, and with a small condenser microphone, and then we took a large dynamic microphone, and we put that out in front of the kick drum, not like stuffed way in the drum, more on the outside, and we mixed those two sounds together, which is something that Steve Albini does. And I think Bob Weston too, we've got to give him credit, because he engineered with Steve during the In Utero record. Fender Twin Reverb was the main amplifier that we used on the guitar, which you might not think is a very rock and roll, like super punk rock amp, but when you put the right distortion pedals in front of it, it really has a nice tear to the sound. Right, we dug up my Rat pedal from the 90s, and we used it on the bass. On the what's the bass called that we used? It was
the Gibson RD.
The Gibson RD.
And I played with the pick for the
that has
first
Moog
time.
Electronics in it, right? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So we're gonna mix this up. We're gonna mix it in the morning and see what we got. But it should be pretty much 90% there. I mean, it's all pretty raw.